July Lightning, Willy Adames, and Retro Lightning, and one of the best versions of Ken Griffey that we've ever seen have dropped in MLB 25. So I just want to go over these new Lightning cards right here, and then just go over how I would approach getting yourself Ken Griffey, just because he's going to be an absolute must-have card. So very quickly, let's first touch on Willy Adames, and he actually looks very good, and on the day he's dropping, he could realistically be your starting shortstop. Like, he's better than I even expected. He's maxed out against lefties, maxed out clutch. Pretty much maxed out contact right, especially when you parallel him up. He's gonna be a good defender as well. 73 speed is actually a little bit more than what I anticipated. So very, very good card all around. Very good hitter, especially. And then he does have a few quirks on him too. Breaking ball hitter, bad ball hitter, a couple decent ones in there. So solid card overall. Obviously, the attention is to Griffey, but this is also another very, very good option, possibly your starting shortstop. But then the card everyone is here for, Ken Griffey Jr., looks absolutely unreal right here. Once you parallel 5 him, he's going to be maxed out against righties. He's going to be maxed out on clutch. Also, once you parallel 5 this man, he's going to be, nearly maxed out against lefties as well. And on top of that, he does start off with diamond defense, 90 speed. There's really just nothing that you can complain about with this card. He's going to be able to do it all. Play him anywhere in the outfield too. Like, he's going to be fine at left or right. He is a primary center fielder though. Up to you where you want him. Just depends on who else is in your lineup. And then he actually does have, 9 quirks too. Dead red, breaking ball hitter, bad ball hitter. He's got some good ones in here. So he's loaded up with quirks. And for those of you interested in Griffey, but you maybe don't have the Ted Williams collection done, or you don't have the Jose Bautista collection done, I just think Griffey is probably better than these guys. Griffey's going to have more than 20 speed more than Ted Williams. He's going to have much better defense. And, his contact, Griffey's contact, when you parallel him up, is basically going to be maxed out. Same with his power numbers. His vision will be as well. I just think Griffey has a really good swing, too. I just think his card is better. Jose Bautista, obviously Griffey has the speed edge. Very good defender on Jose Bautista, but then, I just think similar hitting attributes, all of them are going to be basically maxed out, or unless you parallel them up, they will get maxed out then. I just think this Griffey is going to be good, and he's going to be cheaper. So not to say to do this, but if you still need some decent progress to actually unlock the Jose Bautista reward, you could start selling off some cards to help you out get Griffey. And then just at some point, at a later point in time, just buy back those cards. Just because I think, first off, I'd rather have Griffey. And second of all, the cost will eventually be much, much less for this Griffey card. So it might be a little bit more realistic. Now, right now, it's important to note that the show.com says it's double PXP until August 12th. So that should help out a little bit in grinding the program right here, make it a little bit easier. But definitely make sure you finish this program off before you actually try to finish off the Griffey collection. But how much does he cost, right? So we have 4 of these packs in here that you have a shot at pulling a spotlight card, right? And then you actually do have the 1 guaranteed spotlight player right here that you will get at the end of the program that'll help towards Griffey. So you do have, a chance at some others, but for sure 1. And then in the older July Spotlight programs right here, you also get a pack in each of these where you have a shot at pulling a Spotlight player. So maybe you have some already. And then if we actually go back to the collection itself, we go back in here. If we collect 3 of these players, we do get another guaranteed July Spotlight player. So that's 2 guaranteed that we will get. And then we obviously had a chance at even more, right? And as people begin unlocking these spotlight cards from the packs in the program, this is super important. This is going to bring down the price of the spotlight cards, making the collection much more affordable. And likely what we'll see is the further we get away from the Griffey dropping, the price will also just continue to drop slowly too. So the total cost is just going to come down to, it's going to be different right now as I'm making this video versus when you actually might get him the first day or 2 that he's out versus if you get him in a week from now, right? It's just going to cost different. But it's also going to depend too on how many you have. Like, do you get lucky in those spotlight packs we went over where you're not guaranteed to pull a spotlight player, but you get a couple from those? Likely you will have, though, like, I would say 3 to 4, and then you'll need to buy the remaining 4 or 5 cards. But then actually looking back at the program itself and also thinking about how to work towards actually obtaining Griffey. So just do the moments right away so you can unlock the first couple players in the program, put them in your lineup, and then hopefully you guys have been keeping up with the previous Spotlight programs because you can use these rewards in your lineup for mission progress, as I'm showing you right here. Also, make sure you include the Tops Now players from July in your lineup as well, which for completing those previous programs, you will have at least some of these to use. And then there is actually more PXP right in here for the Drop 4 players too. So make sure, stack your lineup of those guys when you're grinding out those missions. And I would grind out these missions in the draft map because for completing the map each time, it is a repeatable goal. You can get the choice pack where you get 3 diamond draft players from here. And this is just going to be more stubs that can go towards, you trying to obtain Griffey. And you have to grind missions anyway, so you might as well be getting some stubs along the way. I just think this is probably the best way, thing you could be grinding to actually complete the missions. And then also one more thing to note is on August 8th, more multiplayer missions will be dropping. And whether you still need more mission progress in the Spotlight program, or maybe you're done with it, but you still don't have Griffey, you will have an opportunity to grind multiplayer modes and be getting some really good packs from more missions being added into the program. So this is just another way that you can get yourself some more stubs and a little bit closer to Griffey. And as I said before, if you do hold off a little while on trying to get Griffey, his price should slowly fall over time. And I personally think that the Griffey is just going to play better than the Ted Williams and Jose Bautista Legends and Flashback Collection rewards. So again, it is a possibility. If you want, you could sell off some cards that you were holding on to for the Legends and Flashback Collection. Just another way to get yourself some stubs. But I would assume we're going to get another Legends and Flashback Collection at some point. So you will eventually want to buy back those cards that you sold off to get Griffey. Otherwise, the last video I put out on my channel was about how I made all my stubs this year in Diamond Dynasty, and there's some other good ways I've made stubs throughout the year, which I go into a little bit more detail in that video for those of you who might be interested. As I said in the beginning of this video, this is arguably the best Ken Griffey Jr. card we've ever seen in MLB The Show, so definitely recommend going after this card. He will be fairly expensive, but as his price drops, it's not going to be too bad just considering how good he is, and we just know that Ken Griffey Jr. cards always play really well in MLB The Show. At least I love his cards. So that's how I would approach the retro collection for Ken Griffey Jr. And as I said before, if you want that video about other ways you could be making stubs in the game right now to help you out, check out my last video I did. Otherwise, that's going to be it for this one, guys. I appreciate all of you for sticking around to the end and watching. See you guys in the next video. Peace.